Is bigger always better? I would argue not in all cases. In today's video, I'm looking at the Astrotec Lyra Mini earbuds. Let's get into it. What's cracking, audio fans? It's David here from Prime Audio Reviews. So here's the box for the Astrotec Lyra Mini. You can see it's, well, if you're familiar with the Lyra series, the Nature series, that is a high-end earbud. You can see this starting from the box that this is a much simpler product. It is a lower price tier as well. And yeah, we're going to check it out. So there's the box. Inside you get your usual things. You get the earbuds, you get some foam covers, you get some silicone ear guides, and that's about it. Now, the price of the Lyra Mini here is $98. To put that into context, that is about a quarter of the price of the Lyra Nature Limited Edition, which I will have a quick look at later on. But for now, let's have a look at the actual earbuds, and here they are. So you can see there, we've got that classic Lyra sort of design going on, but now in a smaller shell. So the earpieces are smaller. Just to put that into context, here is the Lyra Nature Limited Edition. And you can see that the new Mini is significantly smaller. And that, at least for my ears, that makes these fit so much better. I love this new size. I think it is brilliant. These fit in my ears much more like an IEM, an in-ear monitor. They feel more secure, more stable. You can sort of adjust them around. You got more flexibility with the fit. And I think they look great as well. So in terms of physical build and the new size, I love these. These look great. They're brilliant. One of the other main differences between this and the previous models is that the Lyra Mini has a fixed cable. So no longer do you have a detachable MMCX cable. It is just a simple fixed one. Having said that, I do love the fact that this cable does not have any preformed ear guides. Now for me, that is a big difference. It means I can wear them with the cable hanging straight down, and I find that much more convenient, much less fussy, finicky to keep in my ears. It just works better for me overall. So I hope if they stick with this shell design in the future, I hope that they do introduce some detachable cables. That would be sweet. So with all that physical stuff out of the way, how does the Lyra Mini actually sound? Well, it is quite a departure in terms of sound signature from the Lyra line. This one does have its own unique sound. It is not just the same house sound at a lower quality. It's a different sound signature altogether. Some will like it, some will not. I fall into well, I'll tell you about that later. But the overall sound signature of the Lyra Mini, it's, how would I describe it? It is on the warmer side of neutral. However, at the same time, it definitely has a bright element to it as well. But I'm going to break it down as always, and I'm going to start with the bass. And the bass on this earbud is, well, it is what I would call a light bass. It's pretty fast, it's pretty snappy, it's got nice clean leading edges to bass notes, but it has very little impact. It's not a punchy or a weighted bass. It is quite light. It doesn't slam, it doesn't have authority. It kind of takes a back seat to the mid-range, which I'll get to in a second. So there's no bass bleeding into the mid-range. It's very light in quantity, but it is a quality bass. The texture is quite good, but a lot of the time you don't hear the bass all that much, and that's because of how the mid-range is. Speaking of the mid-range is kind of neutral, slightly on the warmer side of neutral, I would say, in the lower mid-range that is. But where the Lyra Mini puts its focus is on the upper mid-range, and it is a big boost in the upper mid-range. And what that does, well, it provides really good clarity. It makes vocals really pop forward. Vocals are very articulate, very clear and detailed. But I would say, at least in my opinion, that's where the positives end for the Mini mid-range. I found it to be, look, it just has this massive upper mid-range boost. So vocals are very present. It's got a big lift in that presence range. But what happens is the Mini, things just become shouty. It sounds like a shouty sound signature to me. Not only that, but the mid-range vocals sound a little bit nasally and a little bit boxy. It just kind of throws the overall tonal balance off. The whole sound from bass, from the lowest bass to the highest treble, the whole sound is kind of dominated by this upper mid-range peak, and it's just a signature that I can't gel with. So yeah, to me the Lyra Mini just sounds a bit like a hedgehog farting in a tin bucket. It's nasally, it's hollow, it's boxy, and it's shouty, and I'm just not a fan of it. Now that is purely subjective, obviously, but in an objective sense, I find that the overall resolution of the Lyra Mini is not that great, and instrument separation as well is not particularly good, and that's because it's just because of that tuning. That upper mid-range forwardness kind of dominates the whole spectrum, and it throws things out of whack, at least to my ear. But moving on to the treble now, and the treble is, well, you know what, I like the quality of the bass, and I also love the quality of the treble. It is a very nice treble, but again, it falls under the shadow of that upper mid-range peak, so it just doesn't get heard very much. But the quality of the treble is nice. It does sound good. It's got a nice timbre to it. It's got a nice sheen on hi-hats and cymbals and things like that, but it's just pushed back a little bit too far. And that is how I hear the Astrotec Lyra Mini. It is a vast departure from the Lyra Nature Limited Edition here. Now, granted, this is 4 times the price. This is $399, so basically $400. The Lyra Mini, as I said, is $98. But you know what? Even if this were $50, I still wouldn't be a fan of it, because I just do not like the way it sounds. That is my personal opinion, and you might love these. Who knows? But personally, I'd give these ones a miss. However, I do love the new shell design, and I hope that they stick with this in the future. And if they do, I can't wait to see the future models coming in this shape. Alright guys, so that is the Astrotec Lyra Mini earbuds. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget that there is a link to the full written review in the description below. Links to all the social media and things like that. And don't forget guys, hit that subscribe button, show some love, and until next time, I'll see you later.